All right, so I'm really just playing with the new camera and setup and everything. So one of the things that's cool though is I can do some color correction on the lighting because of how this is set up. So I can go to like really cold lighting. It's a little bit harsh. I can go to really warm. It's a little bit cool. We can also go a little bit crazy. Like, oh gosh. So I kind of like this. Suddenly I'm working in a purple room or whatever. It's neat, right? Anyway. So the car buying thing, right? So the thing you want to do here is, and I typed this up, but to really drive it home, right? If let's say you're going to put down $14,000. Let's say it's a $40,000 car. I think it's like 60, right? But you're going to put down $14,000. That money, if you put it down, really doesn't affect too much, right? Because the interest you were going to be accumulating was only 1.9%. So you're not really offsetting anything. But if you can put that into an index fund or some kind of good mutual fund that you're free to take money out of monthly or whatever, and you don't necessarily want to take it out monthly, you just want to be able to, then put that money into that account and let it start gaining interest. And while you may end up on a bad month or a bad year and only gain 2% interest, right? 2% is still 0.1 better than 1.9, but you may end up on a good year and get 10 or even 15% interest. Don't bank on that. Don't think about those numbers. Think that you may get like 4 to 5% interest, right? Those are more reasonable numbers. And now's a pretty good time to get in, I think, without having looked at the stocks in the last couple of days, but the market's not super high right now. It's not terrible. So it's a good time to be doing that kind of thing because you have a good chance of having decent returns. And because of the length of a car loan, you definitely want to get 5 years if you can on a 1.9. You're dealing with an amount of time where you're going to be getting dividends from those things, as well as the growth in the fund amount. So there's a good chance to be making money throughout the process, or not making money, but offsetting the cost of the car more than you might think. And because of that, you can be as aggressive as you want. You may think, well, I want to put $14,000 down, but I could put $16,000 down, but I want to keep some buffer just in case, I get behind on a car payment or something. I don't want to miss it. Well, because you have a fund, you can be as aggressive as you want. You have $16,122 that you could put towards the car, but you don't want to be quite that risky. Put that into the fund, right? And then when you start making your car payments, you don't want to make a big payment. Try to make a big payment. Make as big a one as you can. And if you can't, if you need to pull from the fund, that's okay. Use the fund, So let's say you did put down the $14,000 and you figured out what your monthly payments were going to be. So let's just say that they're $800, right? Every month you're going to pay $800. But if you don't use the fund, they're going to be, if you don't do the down payment, but instead put that into the fund, then you're going to be paying $900 a month. Well, figure that out. Figure out what payment you could have been doing and what you want to do, and then that's the amount that has to come out of your paycheck. So if $800 is what you could have done had you done the down payment, come up with $800 every month and then top it off with $100 from your fund. You're only taking a little bit off the top, hopefully after it's gained a little bit of interest, so that you still have most of the fund gaining interest month after month. But anytime you can, if you want to be more financially responsible, don't take out of the fund if you can help it. Pay from your paycheck every month, and that fund will just sit there gaining more and more money throughout the life of the car. And you know what? When you're ready to get the next car, all that money will still be there if that's what you need, or just leave it, or whatever, right? But even if you need to tap it, you're just tapping it spread out over the life of the car, and you'll have more money at the end of the day when all is said and done. So it's the same thing with a house, right? The problem that most people run into, and the reason that it becomes an emotional thing, which you have to watch out for with finances, is that we had this big mortgage crisis, and people like to blame it. I just saw this on a show today where they're like, oh, those zero money down loans, that's what destroyed America. That's absolutely not what destroyed America. Those are the best loans for the people, right?